Howdy folks! This here is the Athabasca River here in Jasper National Park, Canada. That is Pyramid Mountain there. Definitely looks like a refreshing dip, eh? A little bit chilly, I think it's safe to say. The Athabasca River here comes from the Columbia Icefield, which is south of here a little ways. It is one of the few rivers that actually flows north, and it is flowing up to the Arctic Ocean. Kind of a cool story actually, which I will tell very quickly and then actually get to the content of this video, which is that I was working the night shift at a hotel here where I work, where I've been working this time for the past 4 months, but a previous time a few years ago, and a guy came up to the desk at 5 or 6 in the morning, this was in the summer, and asked for a taxi ride with his boat to Old Fort Point Bridge, which is that bridge right there, because he was getting ready to do a canoe trip down the Athabasca River all the way to the Arctic Ocean. He was like a 60-something-year-old man, and he'd done trips like that before. So I managed to arrange a taxi for him, and he took off, and that was the last I heard of him, of course, and hope he had a good trip. Be curious to know how it went, but anyway, so as I hike up this trail here up to Old Fort Point, which I just mentioned, then I am going to discuss what I see as the number one problem on Earth. And I will do my best not to huff and puff here too much. We'll see how this goes. So there are, of course, many, many problems on Earth. You name it. Environmental devastation going on, global warming, or climate change, or maybe it's all just a conspiracy, who knows, but political corruption, poverty, disease, racial inequality, gender inequality, domestic violence, sexual, child sexual slave industries, and all kinds of problems on Earth. All right, show the amazing view here. But in my view, the number one problem on Earth, what has been the issue down through the millennium, has been denial of the feminine. That is really perhaps not the cause of all of these problems, but it is, in my view, the underlying issue here on Earth that pervades the vast majority of the problems. And it is definitely a very complicating issue and controversial, and certainly there will be those who will disagree with this video and say, what are you talking about? And give their specific example of something some woman did to them, or how the woman got the kids, or even when women end up in power, Hillary Clinton or Angela Merkel, they're just as bad as the men, and blah blah blah. But we're all entitled to our own perspective on this. But in my view, then denial of the feminine has been the main problem on this planet for a long, long time. And this is representative of something. And so I'm going to do my best to sort of encapsulate a variety of concepts here and pull them together on how why this is the case, and why it manifests as it does, and all this. Wow, what a view. I have seen this view many times, hiked up here a bunch, recorded a bunch of videos up there previously. So here's the basic concept. So why have women been suppressed down through the ages? Why has that been the case? And if you deny that is the case, then you have a problem, all right? I'm just going to be frank, because I've run into people in the supposed awakening community who are on a anti-feminism kick and talking about how the feminist movement was wrong and how it's all just been suppressing the masculine, and absolutely there's some truth to some imbalances in, the New Age movement and the men's movement and women's movement and all this of the masculine getting distorted and losing some elements of the masculine, which then need to be rebalanced. But as I see it, then that is all part of the process of finally moving in the right direction, of coming to some sort of greater balance between masculine and feminine. And we still have a long ways to go in that regard. But in the past 50 years, then we have absolutely made great progress in that department. And as soon as I get up to the top up here, then I'll stop walking and stop puffing and puffing. Actually, you know what? I think I'll just stop this, wait till I get to the top of the hill, and then continue, so I'm not breathing like this. All right.